Good afternoon, everybody. It's Lisa with Undermined Propaganda, Generation X, trying to unlearn all the lies that I've been told. It is March 27, 2026. Some very telling videos came out this week of some college kids that were interviewed during spring break. And no offense to them, but because I was just as ignorant, honestly, at that age, just as ignorant about the actual events going on in the world and how propagandized I was. However, that being said, with all the sources of information we have out today, it is still extraordinarily disappointing. So let's go ahead and take a look at how these college students, these aren't people that have never had any education. These people went through high school. They are currently in college. And with what's going on in the world today, let's see how they answer the questions to this Fox interviewer that gets in front of them. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at this right here.
What issue facing America is the most important to you?
What bikini I'm gonna wear next? Obesity is terrible.
Ice. Not personally. I'm legal.
Getting a tan on the beach. That's the most important thing in my life right now.
I'm thinking about Starbucks, to be honest. I'm thinking about Starbucks, what I'm gonna get for today.
The elevators don't work. You got 43 floors. The elevators don't work.
I could take this little glass of water, drop it in the magnets. That's the end of the elevator.
What have you heard that Donald Trump has been doing recently?
Gulf of America. That's the last thing I kept up with.
We're going to war with Iraq. That's been crazy.
What do you do in Colombia? You got Maduro out?
Oh, we're talking about it.
That's done.
He's like trying to sue those people for making jokes about him.
600 times!
You must be happy.
I'm very happy.
The Ayatollah's dead.
What? Who? What? What is that?
Who
Oh my God.
I've never heard that word in my life.
Lewis.
Oh my God.
Ayatollah?
I haven't heard. I found out about Chuck Norris yesterday. That was more devastating to me.
He was the supreme leader
Wow.
of Iran. He's dead?
Eliana.
We killed him.
You did? You killed him?
Johnny,
Whoa! If you were in charge, how would you take on Iran?
Yeah, all my girls and we would all start putting belts on them.
We get a bunch of girls in bikinis. We make them run across the battlefield. All the guys are distracted. We all run it.
Look at him in his eyes, I guess. Just flirt with him.
I'd blow them up.
I don't know enough about it, but I would probably wipe it out.
Drop a bomb. Baby, bomb the out of him.
Jesus Christ.
I would bomb the out of him.
What have you heard about Venezuela?
Venezuela? Nothing.
I'm not sure.
I barely know what be going on in like Tennessee where I'm from.
That they beat us in the World Baseball Classic?
Have you heard anything else?
No.
Nothing. I have heard nothing about Venezuela.
You know, honestly, I don't know and I don't care.
Where is Venezuela?
I don't know. I'm drunk. I don't know. Venezuela? Isn't that in Spain?
No.
Go easy on the tequila.
What do you want to tell Jesse Waters? You're on his show.
That's the guy who was eating the steak, remember? It's like, if I...
So there it is. There's our part of our future of America here that doesn't know what an Ayatollah is, thinks we're currently at war with Iraq rather than Iran. And some of the most concerning things, the one girl who says, let's just bomb the shit out of them. Just this complete indifference to human life that just comes through and is so disappointing. Not even having a conception of bomb the shit out of them. Who, what, where. That's just, and you hear in that clip where they show Trump saying exactly that, and then that repetition coming out of that girl's mouth. And the one girl talking about, she's thinking about going to Starbucks. That's her thought. And part of how they conditioned us right there comes through in the complete project of propagandizing America so that we're easy to control, and then they can go and bomb countries and we don't even know what country we're bombing. We don't care about the people there. We don't care about children getting slaughtered, like in the Manab school where nearly 180 children were slaughtered by the United States at the beginning of this war in Iran. These kids know nothing about that. These young adults, they don't even know the country it's in, let alone the fact that there were over 100 children slaughtered. What the one girl's thinking about is Starbucks, because that's one of the ways we've been conditioned. And I mean, just going back to what I talked about on a previous video was the project 100 years ago in America, who spearheaded it was the nephew of Sigmund Freud. His name was Edward Bernays, and it just seems very pertinent to go back and realize that this project's been going on 100 years. And what he really stated in his project and what to do with America. He actually was a pioneer, considered the father of public relations. Often referred to as the father of public relations, Bernays in 1928 published his seminal work, Propaganda, in which he argued that public relations is not a gimmick, but it's a necessity to control us, to control the population. What he says here is the conscious and intelligent manipulation of the organized habits and opinions of the masses is an important element in democratic society. Because what they believed and continue to believe is that we are too stupid to be able to actually be democratic. So they'll call it a democratic society, but then use, in this case anyway, used soft power. So they don't have to use violence and they don't have to lock us all up. That was initially the project. And they would use the soft power of manipulation to keep us docile, distracted, so we wouldn't fight back, so we wouldn't know what country we were bombing, so we wouldn't care that we were bombing the shit out of innocent people across the world. Anyways, it goes on here. Those who manipulate this unseen mechanism of society constitute an invisible government, which is the true ruling power of our country. We are governed, our minds are molded, our tastes are formed, and our ideas suggested, largely by men we have never heard of. It is they who pull the wires that control the public mind. And again, like that girl talked about, all she could think about was Starbucks coffee. And I mean, our tastes are formed. What shoes we should wear, what purse we should buy, what issues we think are important or should be important. Hold on here one second. And what not to fight against or fight for. So we're quite quiet, docile, impotent consumers. And these college kids are an example of that. I am Generation X. I graduated from high school a long time ago. I went back to college in 2020. And by then, I had finally realized how much propaganda I had consumed and actually became a part of who I was, and I started to challenge that. And when I went back to college in 2020, did I learn something? Sure, I did, especially statistics. I was horrible at them, and I actually finally understood them when I went back to college. However, another thing that I noticed and learned is how much propaganda is in the textbooks, even in college. So this is not just being uneducated as in having a degree or not having a degree. Like, I literally have had to go outside of what's acceptable and read Howard Zinn, The People's History of America, where you learn that we are a nation built on genocide, just like Israel. Not this wonderful, benevolent country. That's what we are taught, but it's not the truth. So this soft power that we used back 100 years ago with propaganda, slowly but surely, not that we were violent our entire from the beginning till now, but we have gotten more and more and more and more violent as people break out of the propaganda. Then the violence comes out and gets even more extreme. You can see it with the militarized police over the years. You can see it now with ICE, that it just keeps getting more and more. Fine, go ahead and fight back. See what happens to you. Get locked up. You get deported. Your careers are ruined. You are blacklisted. So the decline of the empire continues. And as it continues, as Chris Lynn Hedges writes, the more violent it will get. And that's what we're seeing right now. And you also see just the people that are completely propagandized and brainwashed and don't realize that they really don't understand really what's going on. And what they care about is bombing the shit out of other countries. That's fine. What they care about is going and getting their Starbucks. And here's another video of, let's see here, some people who are still caught up in the MAGA brainwashing. So here we go. CPAC is going on this week, and they did some interviews with people there. There are some people starting to break out of it, but there's still I believe it's like 25% of these people that are just so indoctrinated. No matter what happens and how factual it is, the information you show them, they cannot see beyond that. They are in a cult. There's just no other way to explain it. And for example, listen to this woman here at CPAC. She looks about my generation, maybe a boomer, maybe Generation X. Let's go ahead and take a listen.
He is a president of peace. So this is to...
I mean, what? What? The president of peace? How, where, like, on what foundation do you hold that belief? On what foundation? What foundation? He has bombed more countries than any other president. Although all the presidents are great at murdering people in other countries, he is beyond them, which is a disgusting place to be. He has bombed Yemen and killed innocent people. He continues to fund Israel to continue the genocide in Gaza. He is slaughtering innocent children in Iran. He is killing people in Somalia. He has unlawfully kidnapped the leader of Venezuela. He has put on sanctions in Cuba, which we have committed that crime for decades, and he has increased it to a whole new level where people are literally dying in Cuba because he wants to control Cuba. And not him, and everybody around him, Pete Hegseth and Marco Rubio, they are on a mission of complete annihilation. In fact, speaking of that, I believe the name of this mission they have to destroy Cuba and capture Venezuela and talking about Colombia is Operation Epic Annihilation or Epic Destruction or some dystopian ass name, which actually fits what they're doing. But anyway, back to this woman that believes that he's the president of peace.
Bring peace in the area. When this gets taken care of, it's going to be peace. And it's, well, I believe, I'm on True Social. That's the only social media I do. And I believe that he's going to have, bring peace, and it's going to be very short. And he's got a plan. He's a genius. And we trust President Trump. All of us trust President Trump. He is the president of peace.
And that's another thing right there where she says he's a genius. And that's, it's a huge part of the propaganda going on right now with the war. It's like we've been indoctrinated to believe that these Middle Eastern countries, they are just backwards. They're stupid. They live below humans. We are so much more intelligent and we are so much more advanced. And the truth is, look at Trump. He's a moron. He is not anybody that anyone telling any truth would say is a genius. To her, she believes that. She's indoctrinated. But if you weren't indoctrinated to literally tell the truth, he is not a genius. He is not even someone you would consider intelligent by any stretch of the imagination. On the other hand, the Iranian government, most of the people in their government have multiple PhDs. The people of Gaza, the Palestinians, are some of the most educated people on the planet. Truly educated people, not like us. So that propaganda is just, I don't know, once you see through it, you see through it. And there's so many people that are. And even though that video of those college students is so disappointing, there is this other segment of the young population which gives so much hope. They are the ones that are really fighting back. The generations below me, the millennials, even younger than that, they know that we've been lied to. And they know far ahead of any time I realized that I was lied to. They are on a mission to change things, and they are our hope. These fighters that fight against the narrative of Israel being the most moral army, the narrative about American exceptionalism. They understand that things need to change, that it needs to change. We need a completely different system. Capitalism sucks. Imperialism sucks. Our leaders are psychopathic and evil, and they are fighting for the change we need. But anyways, I just wanted to put that out there real quick today. A little bit more of the empire decline, and to understand why we believe things that we do. We weren't born like this. We weren't born wanting a Starbucks coffee. We weren't born wanting the nicest pair of sneakers and thinking that was our whole identity. There's been a concerted effort to make us that way. And we have to have a concerted effort realizing that that's what happened. Keep fighting back against it. Keep speaking outside the bounds of what's okay. Keep reading the things that aren't supposed to be okay to read. Keep listening to the people that we weren't supposed to listen to. And keep propping up the younger generation that's fighting back. And the older generation too. There's just not many of us. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for listening today. I hope you have a peaceful rest of your day. Subscribe if you found anything valuable. And I will talk to you later. Thank you so much.